Hi, Tilty Carlson here. Arrow Video's at it again, having given some more contemporary titles the 4K treatment. Today we're looking at this set. This is called When Titans Ruled the Earth. This is a collection containing the 2010 remake of Clash of the Titans and its sequel, 2012's Wrath of the Titans. I'm going to unbox this release from Arrow and share my opinions. Here's our cover art, and that actually looks very nice, featuring some characters and monsters from the films. Top and the bottom of the box are just plain. There's our spine text with the titles of the film. Other side is pretty much the same. Under the box, again, we have that same cover art there. There's the spine. Back cover continues the artwork. Let's see what we get in here. We do get a pretty good sized booklet, which seems to be the norm for a lot of these Arrow Deluxe editions. And there are some nice photos and essays from the movies in here. Not going to go through every single page, but I do like that some effort went into this release. The first of the two films is the 2010 remake of Clash of the Titans. There is reversible art on here, so I'll go ahead and reverse that real quick. Here's the reversed art. This looks more akin to what you'd get on the earlier Blu-ray releases of the film from Warner. Here's the disc. Again, as with most Arrow releases, this is 4K only and does not include Blu-ray discs. And just a brief disclaimer that because these packages do not include Blu-ray discs, any images you see in this review are taken from Google searches and IMDb. They are not screenshots, and they do not represent the quality of this release. Inside the case, we get a few little bonuses as well. Here we get an ad for Arrow Video's streaming service and an ad for something called the Metallo on the back. We do get some art cards here as well. And we even get a poster. On this side, again, you have the more classic art. On this side, you've got the Arrow Video art. And then we have the second movie from 2012, Wrath of the Titans. There's our actual disc. Again, 4K only, no Blu-ray copies included in the set. And once again, we do get a mini poster. Here you got the Arrow art, and here you got the more classic art. And then again, this film also includes some art cards. Clash of the Titans, of course, is a remake of the 1981 film of the same name. This time around, starring the likes of Sam Worthington, Ralph Fiennes, and Liam Neeson. And, of course, just like the original film, he finds himself on a quest going to try to retrieve the head of Medusa so they can use it to destroy the Kraken when the human beings find themselves under the scrutiny of gods for their disrespect. And the only way to deal with this problem, of course, may be even more dangerous and deadly than the Kraken itself. Perseus sets out on a journey with several new friends, acquiring new companions and facing even more deadly threats along the way. The sequel, Wrath of the Titans, picks up about a decade later with Perseus being a man whose wife has passed away and left behind a son, and he's struggling to be a good father figure, but in the underworld there's disarray going on with a plot being hatched to release an ancient evil that, if it's brought about, will spell the end of the world. It's kind of hard to review these movies because the thing I liked about the original Clash of the Titans was that it was this sort of campy, quirky, offbeat fantasy, and of course it had the horribly outdated but still endearing stop-motion effects from Ray Harryhausen. These movies obviously are much more modern, gritty, serious, and dare I say, realistic productions, which is both an asset and a drawback. I do enjoy these films as popcorn movies, but I do have to say, again, they lack that quirky charm that the original Clash of the Titans had. That said, though, they're actually pretty well cast, and the production values are top-notch. I mean, if you want a good, fun popcorn movie, these two movies certainly fit the bill. They're grand adventures that certainly take us back in time to a mythological era and place. And everyone who's cast in these movies does their job well. And really, you can tell that the studio spared no expense when it came to making these. Unfortunately, the movies didn't fare nearly as well at the box office as the studio had hoped. I mean, I was kind of surprised that we actually got a sequel. Even though the first film didn't do too well, apparently it made enough money to spawn the sequel. There were plans for a third film entitled Revenge of the Titans, but because the sequel underperformed, those plans were later scrapped. So again, these movies are by no means perfect. They're by no means great movies. I mean, there's a lot of action scenes where all the male characters look and dress alike, so I had a hard time telling who was who during a lot of the action sequences. But at large, they're certainly enjoyable for what they are. Nothing will ever replace the original 1981 Clash of the Titans in my mind, and that movie has yet to receive any sort of 4K release. Hopefully, a studio like Arrow will one day step up and fulfill that need. Being fairly modern productions, these movies actually look absolutely fantastic, and the nice little push from HDR gives them the edge over their 1080p counterparts. I don't have any major substantial complaints with these releases. There are a few scenes where there's filters and effects used, like in the room where the gods reside, and there's a lot of glowy effects, and those somewhat affect the picture quality. There are a few effects throughout kind of like that do have a negative effect on the overall quality of how the film looks. Luckily, those moments are few and far between. Overall, these are solid-looking films. We do get several vintage bonus features on the discs for both movies, plus a pair of newly recorded featurettes, one for each movie. So it is good to see that Arrow did get together a lot of extra bonus features. It's mostly vintage stuff, so most of this you'll have seen before if you've already owned the movies. But again, I am happy to see that there are some supplements here. These movies are not great by any means, but Arrow Video has given them the royal treatment, and for that reason alone, this set is recommended. I would probably wait for a Barnes & Noble Arrow Video sale. That's what I did. How about you? What do you think of the remake of Clash of the Titans and its sequel? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content. I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.